everyone, welcome to LexTalk World Talk Show presented by IT ITES. Today we have Mr. Raghvendra Verma with us. Mr. Verma has more than 2 decades of experience as a corporate legal lead. His experience includes a lot of things. Just to name few: cross-border M&A, privacy laws, cybersecurity, strategy, compliance, negotiations, litigation, risk management, and so on and so forth. Carrying out acquisitions in several geographies such as Egypt and South Africa and Dubai, Mauritius, Kenya, Nigeria, and other parts of Africa as well. He ensures smooth transition of business considering law of respected countries where acquisition was made. So he has actually a very wide variety of experience, and net is casted so wide that I cannot really put everything in my words. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the man himself. Hello, Mr. Verma. How are you doing?
Thank you very much, Sagar. First of all, thanks for the nice introduction, and thanks for having me on this.
Pleasure is all ours, sir. We actually have a lot of so many things to learn from Mr. Verma, and it's not his first time that he's on the show. So we'll talk about a lot of things that he's into. But before that, let's talk about Mr. Verma, if we can understand, or if you can sort of tell us about a complex legal issue that you worked upon recently or in your past, and describe the complexity around it and how you really approached it.
Yeah, this is a wonderful question. But see, in the span of more than 20 years, there were many complex legal issues I faced, and it's not possible to mention all here. But I will try to briefly mention 2 issues here. So in 2018, so we were private equity funded organization, and in 2018, our old private equity investor was exiting, and new one was ready to invest, ready to come on the board. And at the same time, organization was taking mezzanine loan. And we were given the task to complete this all activity in the 2 months timeline. So people who are aware of the complexity of the investment exercise may understand that the 2 months time, it was next to impossible. Complexity involved that new company, the JV, to be incorporated in Mauritius, finalization of the various agreements related to the exit agreement, the upcoming the shareholder agreement for the new coming investor, completion of the CP called condition precedent, and we are spread over more than 20 countries across globe. So CP involve all these countries. So many complexity there, but finally we completed this exercise within the 2 month given timeline. So that was one. Another I like to mention the litigation that I faced in one of the country in Africa. I will not take the name of the country. And so a little background I give you. As a customer experience service provider, we are providing service to the various clients, which belongs to various industries like telecommunication, BFSI, retail, aviation, DTH. So at that time, we had been providing service to one of the telecommunication company, and government misconstrued us as a telecommunication service provider and gave notice to us to increase the minimum wage of the employee. It was 4 times of our existing minimum wage at that point of time. And the implication on us was almost $30 million. We thought of going against the Ministry of Labor in the court. Many local people advised us not to fight against the government, but we went ahead. I took the decision and I went ahead. We established in the court that we are not the telecommunication company, we are the customer service provider company. And finally, we won that case, and government had to withdraw that order. So yeah, so this 2 I will like to mention here was the most complicated case I dealt with.
I mean, that's beautiful answers, Mr. Verma. And as you rightly said, it's not really possible to mention all the cases, and almost all lawyers say that every case is complex in its own unique way. So, but I really appreciate you sharing these details with us. And I also see, Mr. Verma, you sort of have that spark for technology, you see in you. And as a corporate lawyer, having so much experience, you have seen a lot in terms of the technical evolution when it comes to legal tech and even the law as a practice. So, what are those tools in the era of legal technology that are most commonly used tools by you?
Yeah, good question. Very good question. Very pertinent question after the COVID. So, and as whole world adopted technology during the COVID, and now is continuing, and lawyer is not the exception of that. And I will like to mention here that the lawyer must be aware of the legal technology and should adopt it in their private practice or in the corporate wherever. I am also using few technology, but I don't like to mention here the name because it would be not good for the other vendors. So, but I will give you the brief what technology I am using here. So the technology what I am using is comprised of artificial intelligence based on the blockchain technology and the automation. And also I am using the cloud and I will try to mention why I am using this. So cloud I am using for the storing confidential document. Automation I am using for software I am using for the contract review and the data analytics for the various cases that's coming and very compliance issues that's coming that I'm using the data analysis. And so so moving further, what I'm getting from the artificial intelligence. So I am from the artificial intelligence I am using to review information, identify risk, so that my company can be advised before the legal problem occurs. Also, for managing the contract digitally, I am using the one software. And for me personally, this artificial intelligence, legal automation was come as a savior. I would like to say here. Legal automation saved a lot of time and administrative cost, and provided us the space for to take up the important work that can bring value to the workplace, rather spending our work to the redundant and the repetitive task. So I will really like to suggest the people and the lawyer here to use the technology which is the based on the artificial intelligence, and use the automation, because automation is really increase your efficiency. And other one point also, I have seen that the lawyer is reluctant to use the technology, but in the market there are very good technology that's help you in the contract management, in the document management, e-discovery, e-signature. So must try and go ahead. GRC is getting so popular, and I am using the one GRC platform. This is really helpful for me for saving a lot of time, and I am putting my uh, time now for the strategic issue rather than redundant and daily manual work.
Mhm, mhm. Great. So I also wanted to dwell down into, the compliance and risk association when it comes to digital age that we are now into. I mean, cybersecurity and privacy and data protection, all of that. Um, but before that, I also wanted to understand, from a lawyer having such great experience like yourself. You see, there are a lot of keywords that are going on in over the internet, metaverse, NFTs, and crypto and blockchain technology. You yourself mentioned that you use a platform that uses AI and is based on a blockchain platform. What is their relation with IP?
Oh, that's a great question, and if this question itself warrant a long, at least 1 to 2 hours to discuss in details, but I will uh, to briefly touch the main points here, because see, if going to the details now, we have to understand that so IP belongs to the digital to the asset owner. So there is two-person. One is the owner of the asset, and then IP belongs to that asset owner. So for this aspect, your question, we have to first identify who is the owner of this NFT, crypto, or what to call metaverse, and how the IP is going to impact that. But establishing honor is for establishing honor, we have to go into the details of the technology. I will not go there right now. So briefly, I will say that Bitcoin, NFT, crypto are the digital assets that run on the blockchain infrastructure, sorry. Whereas the metaverse is a virtual experience that bridges gameplay with the real life. What differentiates the metaverse from the internet is that as a consumer, we can control and own our experience, unlike various platforms in the internet, such as Facebook or Twitter. Now, coming to the IP. IP protect author, inventor, producer, designer, performer by granting them the exclusive right over their copyright, trademark, patent, industry design, trade secret, whatever. At the same time, the regulation of IP rights is also focused on their intangible aspect. So we can say that IP law governs the ownership regime of the non-tangible elements. So now this aspect we are putting to the metaverse universe. So we all know that metaverse is a virtual universe where avatar controlled by humans or computer can control the virtual items such as vehicles, weapons, furnitures. You know that these days people buying land also in the metaverse. So all of which can feature trademark or copyright works. So because IP law deals with the intangible element of an object, whether physical or virtual, the obvious conclusion is that the builders of the metaverse will have to respect the right of the inventor, designer, or owner of the distinct site, as in the real world. So consequently, a given right holder will be entitled to prosecute the exploitation of his or her IP right in the metaverse. Similarly, the NFT are the digital file in which the creative work or other subject matter such as video or artwork can be embedded. So as long as the copyright provides an exclusive right over original work of anyone who used that, so that person has to take prior authorization from the copyright holder of such. Already there are a few notable cases in the NFT space, like Nike sued second-hand sneaker retailer, if I remember the name, is called StockX, for trademark violation over the marketplace minted and sold NFT of the Nike footwear without brand permission. This all in the digital world. Similarly, Miramax is the production house, sued film director for producing NFT tied with his 1994 film. Everybody knows the film of the name Pulp Fiction, which Miramax produced. So lot of many issues from the IP point of view is already happening in the legal world as far as the NFT and other crypto and other digital asset based on the blockchain technology is happening. So I discuss this from that point of view of the honor of this digital asset. Now, from the purchaser point of view, like for example, I just limit myself from the NFT point of view. If you are going to purchase any NFT, so it is very important to understand that hardly there is any law and regulation which relate directly to the creation, transfer, and use of NFT. Although right in the few months back in a court, the UK court has declared NFT as a property, but still there is no specific law made for regulation of the NFT. So what is the legal status of the person who is buying the NFT? What right they are buying when they are buying the NFT? So basically, we need to understand here the NFT are conceptually distinct from the underlying asset it represents, as NFT merely represent a unique copy of the asset rather than the underlying asset itself. So purchaser of NFT without more does not grant purchaser ownership of all right, including IP rights in that asset. The right obtained by the owner of the NFT depend on the terms of the underlying contract facilitating the transfer of the NFT. So when you are going to buy NFT, you must rely on the contract that you are going to sign with the seller of the NFT. People are using the smart contract, but a smart contract is a ready-made contract. They are not covering all aspects of the law there. So it's always better to have a well-defined contract when you are purchasing an NFT. And that's so. So I will conclude like that. Certainly that NFT and the metaverse will bring many challenges to the honor of the IP rights. And most of these challenges cannot be anticipated at this stage. Consequently, we must analyze NFT, the emergent metaverse, or any other new digital phenomenon against existing rules, and which have been enacted after thorough debate by the multiple countries and the culture. So these law regulation obviously will be applicable to this digital asset. Obviously, there is some modification, and I am sure that government will consider it and bring some changes in the law and the regulation over a period of time.
I mean, that's very beautifully put. I mean, even a layman can understand how the IP is now almost sort of changing with respect to the disruption that is coming into technology. I also wanted to sort of ask, as I said, compliance and risk in the digital age, uh, because now finally the role of compliance and risk is sort of changing. I won't say changing, but there are a lot of things that are sort of getting added in the practice of it, like cybersecurity and privacy and data protection, which is like a hype around the globe now. So if you can help us understand what has changed in compliance and risk, well, not really changed, but what has been added in the digital age.
Again, very good question. And again, a brief answer would be very difficult to cover all, but I will try my best here. I know the time constraint, but I will try my best. So, everybody now talk about the digital, we need to go digital. And of course, indeed, the digital technology are bringing a new era and driving transformative changes in the every industry. So, and why organizations are adopting this technology? Organizations are adopting this technology to redefine how they create, deliver, and capture value. At the same time, when we are adopting this technology, we must identify, understand, and address new risks associated with the digital transformation. That will help business drive more value from their effort in the future. A risk of cyber attack is one of the many risks associated with the digital adoption. I would like to mention here that the earlier cyber attack used to on your identity theft or online account hacking, but now it's moved beyond that. Now they threaten our code-enabled physical world, like our homes, our city, our infrastructure, even the medical device in our bodies. You know, all medical device they can hack any time, and they can hugely impact your behavior. So as a host of digital technologies such as artificial intelligence, I mentioned automated botnets, Internet of Things, and the cloud computing. Facilitate attacks, we need to understand. Facilitate attack. It is technology which is helping us, but also facilitating it. But at the same time, we can use this technology to defend against them. New types of malware such as automated phishing tools, crypto mining software, combined with the emerging technology, are expanding with the cyber risk landscape. So now coming to the data, how this data is fueling this thing. So we all know that the digital economy is fueled by the data. Organizations are collecting, storing, analyzing, using, monetizing, and sharing data. On one hand, this results in the better and the more personalized product and the service, more efficient business processes, and the revenue stream. But on the other hand, it raises concern on the data use, transparency, control, accuracy, ethics, security, reliability, and the privacy. It's increased the reputational and legal risk as a result of sharing data, including third-party data breach and use of the questionable data purchased from the broker. Nowadays, you must have experienced that and noticed that there is increased public scrutiny around data usage, as users now expect transparency and control over their data, including right to access is limited use and the delete it. Regulators are also aware of this risk, which leads to new regulation across the world, like GDPR. I am in Dubai. Dubai has brought a new data protection law across globe. Singapore has a very good data protection law. India is also trying to bring, and one data protection law is already in the parliament. And so that's what's going on. And I just want to mention briefly here that how you are exposed to that in this because of the data exposure. If you talk, you have the Google in your mobile phone, and you travel from to India to, for say, Dubai. As soon as you land in the Dubai, all the advertisement with respect to Dubai start coming into your Google. Even in your house, you are talking to your wife and your children, whatever the topic you are discussing with your children and with your wife and your family, you will see suddenly that advertisement with respect to start coming on the Facebook, on the Google. So this is a great risk, not in the corporate world, in the personal life is also happening. So the question is what to do. I just for the corporate perspective, question is what to do. So I will say that like digital transformation can be applied to risk management as well. It will enable organization to take a more balanced view of the digital technology as both a source of risk and a way to manage risk. So few points I like to mention: that improve automation of the security operation, secure code review, digital identity management to reduce the human error, augment existing cyber risk program to account for the risk to the newly deployed technology, as well as the increasingly sophisticated nature of the cyber attack enabled by the emerging technology. Conduct data risk assessment to align the proposed data use with the organizational value, stakeholder expectation, and the regulatory restriction. Safeguarding critical data by applying artificial intelligence enabled control and advanced surveillance methods to identify and mitigate data risks. And lastly, invest to achieve compliance with the data regulation by building data risk focused business strategy, policy, and process. So I will say that the emerging technology created new risk that haven't encountered before, but also add complexity to the existing risk. The interconnected nature of the risk create a need to tackle them concurrently rather than in isolation. So those who have to hope to capture the full value of their digital investment need new approach to how they view risk, manage risk, and harness risk for the growth.
I mean, that is again very beautifully put, Mr. Verma. And the most, I should say, thing that we all can relate to is something that you said, that if you're talking about, let's say, a new bag from a brand, and suddenly you open your Instagram and you see that brand, that same bag, same brand is coming, and you can see the ads there. Um, I am personally not sure how does that work. Is there some spyware or someone from Amazon listening to my to my microphone, or is just the AI is too top notch that it can sort of predict that what I'm going to think on that day? Either I'm not sure what's the case, but as you said, from a company standpoint, the practice that you have sort of suggested, I believe, would be useful for everyone in our audience. We actually have so much to discuss. I also wanted to understand what sort of brought you in law. You see, not something else, but law. But as I understand, you're a busy bee, and we are on a very tight schedule for you. So I'll not dwell down to that. We'll definitely have that question in our next sessions. But right now, I don't want to leave you before asking your personal question, which is about time management. I tend to ask this question to someone whose experience is just as yours, who have seen so many things in their not just personal but professional journey as well. So time is money, as they say, and it's in any profession, but in legal, it's most of all. How do you ensure to make best out of your time, not just professionally but personally as well?
Okay, so see, when I joined the corporate as a lawyer, and also when in the beginning I did my private practice also. So I used to hear about the work-life balance. In practice, it does not work. In practicality, it does not work. There is nothing called work-life balance. So as you move ahead, you have to give the more time to the profession than to the family. Suddenly it's happen automatically. You will realize after some times you are spending more time with the profession and then the family. So there is nothing called work-life balance. Yeah. So now coming to that time management, uh, it's tough question. So yeah, so we are trying our best, and I tell you this: the time management after coming to the technology that helped me a lot. Helped me a lot. Now I am doing much better time management to my work because of the adoption of technology, and because so I am heading that's one part of the technology part of this organization. Other is the customer service. So across 40 countries we are, and 40 countries law, 40 countries these 40 countries compliances I'm managing, and technology is helping me a lot on the time management, of course. Then your team member is, if you have the quality team, then quality team is also helping you in the time management, because they are coming with the good input, good things. So whatever time you are managing by reading yourself, your team is supporting you. So team work is very good, very essential for the time management. And yeah, and after that, family front of view, whatever time I got on the weekend, so I spend with the family.
So weekends are meant for family, and rest almost everything is meant for the work. And coming from you, I believe that is how it works. I mean, I've seen my father working more rather than spending their time with the family. So generally we complain, but I guess when as we grow up, we understand where people are coming from. And I really appreciate you sharing it from a personal and not just from a professional, Mr. Verma. Thank you very much for today's session. And as I said, we had a lot of things to talk to you about, but I promise our viewers and to you as well, we'll definitely have you another show in another series, and we'll talk about. My first question would be, what sort of drove you to become a lawyer, not something else? So thank you very much for sharing such great insights with us. And as I said, we look forward to having a chat with you again in the future on some of the trending topics in the international legal industry. Thank you, Mr. Verma, so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. It was nice and wonderful discussion with you. Like, the question was very pertinent for that current era, and looking forward to again discussing and chatting with you on this legal issues. Thank you very much.
Always, sir. Always. Thank you very much. And for our viewers, if you like this chat with Mr. Raghvendra Verma, I want you to like this video, to share this video, and click on that red button and subscribe to Click Away Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming in from legal industry leaders like Mr. Raghvendra Verma himself. This was Sagar for Let's Talk World, signing off.